guys, it's Sam, and today I want to do a book chat on hype, disappointment, and apprehension. So I've seen a number of people talk about hype and things involving BookTube because BookTube is a source of a lot of hype for books. There are people that get books to review, to cause hype for their releases. There are people that just love books a lot and hype them, such as myself. There's just a lot of hype whenever you discover a new book. You want to share it with everybody else. I am guilty of this, obviously. It's why I started a BookTube channel. I wanted to share my love of books with other people. And I'm not apologizing for that anyway. I think that I have excellent taste in books. But I do understand that book hype can cause some disappointment and some problems potentially sometimes, and I am sometimes even a victim of that. So there are a lot of books on my shelf that are very hyped books and that I have bought because of the hype, because of recommendations, because people I trust have recommended them. But I find that a lot of times when I buy a book that I've been wanting for months, weeks, years, however long, a lot of times I will let it sit on my shelf for a while before I pick it up. And you'd think that once I got a book that's so hyped like that and that I've been wanting for so long that I would pick it up immediately, but I tend to put it off for a long time. This happened with some of my favorite books like The Kiss of Deception, The Winter's Curse, The Night Circus. All those are books that sat on my shelf for up to a month or longer. The Night Circus was on my shelf for about 3 months before I picked it up. The Winter's Curse was on my shelf for about 2 months. The Kiss of Deception was on my shelf for like another 2 months, I think. Like, usually when I get a book that I really am excited about, I put it off for a while. And I was thinking about this a lot because of my recent Christmas book haul, because all of those books are books that I've wanted for a very long time, and I actually don't know when I'm going to get to most of them. The reason for this, and I'm sure most of you are like this too, is that when I really hype a book, I get really nervous that it's going to disappoint me, because books that have been really hyped for me have been disappointing in the past, and I've noticed a lot of times with those books that if they hadn't been so hyped, I might have enjoyed them a little bit more. A good example of this is The Young Elites by Marie Lu. I did a review on this right after I read it, and you can go and check it out down below if you would like to. I will link it for you. But this is a book that I feel like if I hadn't heard all the hype for it, because it was going around blogs and it was all over Twitter and just people were talking about Marie Lu's new book, and I was really excited for it. For sure that was going to be a 5-star book, in my opinion. It ended up being about a 2 or 2.5 star, and I think that's mostly having to do with the fact that it was so hyped, that I was expecting so much more from it than I actually got. And it would actually have been a book that I might have enjoyed, like given a 3.5 or even a 4-star, if I hadn't had the hype building up in my head for months before I got this book. There is no quicker way for me to give a book a low rating than to be disappointed by it. So that leaves me with a lot of apprehension for numerous reasons. One, I don't want to read a book that I'm disappointed for. Two, if a book has been really recommended to me, or if people have really been pushing it on me, I'm nervous that if I don't like it, people won't so much get mad, but people will get disappointed. I know that if people don't like a book that I recommend, I get a little disappointed. I'm not personally offended by it like some people can get, but I feel a little bad that I recommended it, and I would hate for a friend to recommend me something and then for me to be like, I didn't like it, and so I just put it off for a long time, which probably creates even more hype in my mind and is even worse. So there are so many books on my shelf I just need to bite the bullet for and just read, but that is why sometimes I put off books for so long. I know a lot of you guys are like, you've had some of these books forever, why haven't you read them? And for me it's just like, I get nervous about them, and even though most of the time I love books that are recommended to me, like the majority of the time, 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to love the books that are recommended for me because I follow people that I really trust their recommendations and they typically don't steer me wrong, so I'm usually fine, but I'm always worried about that little small group that maybe I won't like them, and I get really nervous. So comment down below and let me know if you have these similar feelings of apprehension, how you feel about the hype that's generated by BookTube and just the social media community, and how you kind of deal with it. As soon as you buy a book, do you just automatically read it because otherwise it'll pile up? I wish I could do that, but I buy a lot of books at one time, usually books that are highly recommended and hyped, so I can't exactly do that. But I just wanted to share my little feelings of reader anxiety with you. So thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you guys soon. Bye!